Mastering music, mastering music. Welcome to Mastering Music. Hope that you're having a great week. This is an extra episode that I like to add in a special edition called the Rutesheim Cello Academy edition. I had the pleasure of attending for the second year in a row the Academy Rutesheim Cello Festival in Germany. And naturally I took my podcast equipment with me when I had some of the world's best cellists within my reach. Today's guest in the pod is no one else than Matthias Trück, a cellist and the festival leader and founder himself. He's an extraordinary person who had steered this festival for 10 years and built it up from zero to something that I like to call cello heaven. It is 7 days full with great concerts every evening with different constellations of chamber music and orchestra pieces for cello. The days are full with masterclasses with 8 different professors, who is all super cello stars. I had the pleasure to interview 6 of them and some of the great students attending the festival. The festival also contains a music fair with a lot of instrument builders, string companies who offers you to try their strings and much more. It is all from cello orchestra to classical cello to jazz masterclasses. I was so happy that Matthias Trück let me interview some of the professors and he himself in this interview, where he tells some of the keys to a great festival and what is important and tips in how to create good contacts. Before we start, I'd like to thank our partners, our Swedish cellist, a student radio masterich and our guest partner for today's episode, Rutesheim Cello Academy. Now let's hear some music from Matthias Cello Quartet, Quattro Celli, in an arrangement from the quartet itself. And after the interview, we can listen to what the students have to say about the festival and one of the performances from the festival by 13-year-old cello student Rutesheim in Elfin dance. Welcome to Master in Music, Matthias Trück. Is it right?
Yes, it's right. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to this festival. I actually wanted to start with thanking you because I'm so grateful for this festival. It's such a big opportunity for everyone who plays the cello to just learn everything about cello. I love that. It's so amazing. Like for me, it's just eye-opening every day and have so much inspiration that I don't know what to do with myself almost. So thank you so much.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, it's a great job and everything's so well organized. I know the Germans are famous for good organization, but I'm really impressed. And I'm Swedish, we have the IKEA mind.
Okay.
So really good. So my first question is going to be, how did you start this festival? Where did the idea come from?
I started it 10 years ago. It's our 10th edition now. Yeah. And I started it because many cellists asked me about a masterclass with Jens Peter Mainz. He was like a secret tip, or how do you say that in English? I don't know. He was not as famous as a professor as he is now. So many, or quite some students asked me if he's doing a masterclass somewhere because they know that I know a lot of cellists. That's how it started. And then I said, I searched a little bit for his masterclass and I found out that there were no masterclasses. So I said, okay, then I will do it. As soon as you start organizing masterclasses and concerts, it's getting a lot of work. And then it doesn't make sense to do this for one, at least not for me. So I started a festival with 4 professors in the beginning. And it was more and more every year, got bigger.
Yeah, and it's more than a festival, I would say. It's of course concerts from the students and the teachers, and then it's a music fair, and the string companies are here, and it's like because you're not only classical, it's also jazz. We have Stefan Baum here to do the jazz with us. So where did you get that idea? Because that's quite unique for Rutesheim, that you have like everything with cello.
It's because my idea was to have a network. I don't know how to say that. Not just a social network that we all have in. We all know each other via Facebook and other social media platforms, but I want to have this here in the real life with the companies. You talked about the string companies. That's unique that they are at one festival, and I like it that they talk to each other at the concerts. The developers of the different string companies talk to each other. It's like a big family. It's and the professors live that here. Everybody can see that they are friends. They are, of course, it's a kind of competition during the concerts, and of course they are heading for the best students. But still, they're really good, really close friends. And I hope that the students can see this as well, that they can become friends, see the whole thing as a big cello family, and not like a competition. Of course, it is a kind of competition because we cannot accept every application. Because we have way more applications than places for the masterclasses.
How many applications do you have? Do you remember?
This year, I don't really know, but I guess we always have like 3 for one place, or 2 or 3 for one place.
Okay, and how many places do you have?
This year we had 100.
Yeah,
100.
So around 300 is quite a lot.
Yeah, and this is unique, I guess, because I know that there are many masterclasses now. It changed a lot since 10 years now. In summer, you can attend thousands of masterclasses during the summer vacations, and I know that my professors give a lot of masterclasses everywhere else. But here we have the masterclasses all at one place, and it's not like a show. If you go to other big festivals, it's probably a masterclass in front of 700 people. It's more like a show, and it's not this close teaching that you have in classrooms here. And that makes it different for the professors as well as for the students. Because, of course, they all have a goal to be here.
Yeah, because it's a lot of buildings, but everything is very close. And I think that's like amazing, that you don't have to walk across a city to get to the next concert hall, or everyone is very, very close. Like I can move 5 meters and then I have a new professor, and then I move another 5 meters and then it's another one, and everyone is teaching all day. So I'm very busy with listening to all the classes, and it's like more teachers than I can actually listen to in one day. So I have to like divide them during the days and the week. What I also like is that You said that they were friends, also the teachers, but it's also developing the cello world a little bit, because I hear all the discussions that's going around when they show the instruments, and some of the teachers says, no, this is not good, I like the bridge like that, because then you cannot play like this, so you have to change it. So they actually tell the instrument makers what they want. So then we can get more instrument like the way we want to play on them, like a cellist. We get them more as a player's instrument than an instrument maker's instrument, which is cool, I think. And also with the strings, we were talking about, we need a fifth string for the cello. We have to convince the string makers to make it.
Yeah.
If everyone goes and tell them, you know. So it's also a way of communicating the problems we have with the instrument. So,
and the point is, it will work.
Yeah.
Because they need us cellists as customers, so they want to make us happy, and that's why they're here. And they're also here because they like the familiar atmosphere, because they can talk to the professors, they can stay here in the lobby, and if they meet them, they can just talk for half an hour about their classes, about their problems, which strings, and about new developments. And they always have prototypes here that they show to the professors and to the students, which is interesting for both sides. To see where is it going, and I had an interesting talk with Magnus Larsen. He told me that actually it was luck that the first Larsen string happened to be created, because they did a mistake and then they found out it sounds good, and then they started development, and now it's different. Now they know what they are aiming for. And they really have to search for opinions what to do, because they are developers and not cellists. And then they can, it's closer to the customer. And my goal is to have the people all in one place. Developers of different new things. We have the music publishers here and cellists, lots of cellists.
How many instrument makers did we have here?
It was like more than 20 luthiers or 25, and
the teachers were trying their cellos the whole day actually, and all the students, we could hear all the instruments, and carbon fiber, and like guitar electric cellos, sort of, and amplifier. It was really everything you can imagine, which was really interesting. And I'm gonna move on to the next question, who is gonna be like, how do you make a great festival? Like, what is the secret? What do you do to make this so good, this festival? What is the trick?
Thanks for saying that. I guess it's because it's it's close friends. Well, I can ask them for things, but it's a give and take. It's running all year. I'm in contact with the professors for the whole year. They ask me things about the students. Because they forgot. I said, I had it in the Masterclass in Rutesheim. Can you please help me again? What was it like? Because before the auditions that they have, and I can ask them for things, and we work close together. And it's not just a job. It's neither for me nor for them. It's not a job. It's a passion. It's they come here to meet each other and not to make money. Yeah, that's a difference. And I am not here to make money either. I want to connect people, and I'm really happy if this works, and I'm happy that so many people come to Rutesheim, which is in the middle of nowhere, and they come from all over the world. Yeah, from Japan, and America, a lot of Americans this year. Yes, and of course lots of Asians. But it's really nice to see that, because we couldn't do this festival without many volunteers. And the host families, actually, they keep the festival running, because hotels, it's still Stuttgart area, and it's very expensive here. If you need a hotel, or if I need to pay hotel for students, I just couldn't do it. It's not possible. So these are many small things that actually each of them makes sure that it works. Without host families, I couldn't do it. Without the buildings that I get from the city, I couldn't do it. And without the connections to all these professors, I couldn't do it. So how did you get the connections? I was studying cello myself. And for example, with Claudio, I'm friends since, more than 20 years. We have been living together in a flat in Berlin. We had met, and we did lots of things. And we got to know other people. And I was in this Berlin cello scene a little bit, and actually the cello world is small, and that's what everybody says. If you're active in social media, you're in your how do you say it, blase? How do you say it?
Your bubble.
Your bubble. You're in your bubble. If I open my Facebook, I think the world is full of cellists.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if I meet someone else who's riding horses, I think the world is full of horses. Mm-hmm. That's what you create, and it opens a lot, and it takes time to develop connections, and you have to take care that it stays. Meet people and talk to them, or there are many things you can do.
So take care of the relationships and the people you meet, and maybe you went to a lot of festivals also during your lifetime. So you
I did.
Pick the good stuff from everyone.
Of course, I do it. Right now, I'm doing it very often that I go to festivals, and some things I like. Sometimes I think, okay, that's great, but that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think the main, because you were asking about how to make a festival successful. I think the most important thing is that you know what you're doing. Sometimes you cannot do two things at the same time. You cannot say, I want to have hundreds of people attending a masterclass, and at the same time you want that it's the most effective for the students, and it's like a closed lesson, and it's of course it's open for the public, but as you see here, it's not more than 20 people usually in a class, and it's a classroom. Yeah. It's not a concert hall. That's a big difference, because for everyone, it's a privilege for everyone who's attending it. Yeah. Because you are close, you can even, at least at Stefan's class, you can even talk and can say, hi, can you please repeat that for me, because I as an audience didn't understand, and he would do it. Yeah. You could never do this in a big concert hall. I'm often asked why don't you do this in Stuttgart, Berlin, Hamburg, Munich? Of course I could do it in a big city, but then it wouldn't be the Cello Academy Rutesheim, because the most important thing is the personal connection. And I mean, you've been here, you know that it's the most important thing is to be here at night at the table tennis, because there you meet the professors personally, and there you can get the connections that you need for your personal development, for your musical development. Because I mean, that's not a secret. If they are all human beings, if you write, or they are famous and professors, so if you write them an email, they will probably not answer you. But if you know them personally, because you've played table tennis with them, and you write an email afterwards, you will get an answer. Yeah, that's a trick, and that's what I'm doing with the companies here as well. Personal contacts. Yeah.
But it's a really good tip actually to try to get them to know them without the musical impact also, not only with the cello in your hand.
I mean, you're a cellist. You know that playing cello is something very personal, and you cannot teach somebody you don't like. Yeah. So the most important thing is, do I like this person? And then you look, I mean, as a professor, and then you look, okay, is he good enough? Or is he or she good enough to be in my class? But you can be the best cellist of the world. If the professor doesn't like you, he will not have you in his class. Yeah.
They shouldn't either, because it's very hard when you have a teacher who doesn't like you when you are a student. It's also
the other way around. No, but the other way, it's a little bit, at least in Germany, it's a little bit unfair. Yeah. Because as a student, you can always leave the class without saying anything. You can just say, okay, I don't want anymore, I will go. But as a professor, you cannot kick someone out. Yeah. You have to keep it for 3 years.
In the Netherlands, they have every year they have to win their place. Yeah. So they get kicked out.
Yeah, maybe this would be better.
It's better than that you continue for 3 years with the professor that can't help you. Yeah, I think so too. I also notice another thing that you do that I like, that you always ask the students what they like. You have all these papers that we can fill in, and then we get strings, so we get a little rose in, and we get a lot of goodie stuff here. Like, you have a little goodie bag when we come with all the information, but you give something for our evaluation, which is super smart. I think it's very good in entrepreneurship, that you get our opinions, and then you also like change it from year to year. Like, okay, last year they didn't like this, so we're going to change it, we're going to try this instead. That I really like.
Yeah, I hope that this works out this year. I mean, we got a lot of things the students can win when they take part at the survey. And last year it was almost 100% of the people that helped us with filling out the survey. And for example, we already evaluated the survey that we did when you arrived, which helps us a lot and which saves me money, because I know I was asking where do you know it from? Yeah. How did you get to know Cello Academy Rutesheim? And I saw, for example, that I can probably leave the posters and flyers in the music schools. They were all in all like 4%. Yeah. And I can increase some money in Instagram and Facebook, which was like 35%, and recommendation is almost the most actually from professors and participants of the last years. So actually I know where to put my money.
That's really smart also, to know what's important. And it's also from different countries, I noticed, because when I am in Belgium, they don't have internet. So it's like, if you want to speak with, at least in the Wallonian part, you have to put a poster and like send a dove or something like that. Yeah. But in Sweden, everything is digital. Like no one even bothers with the posters anymore, I feel, because everything is digital. And it's also, you save a lot of money and environment when you don't have to send those posters around. But you have a very beautiful poster though, so
yeah, thanks.
Keep doing one or two.
Of course we're doing it. We have we have different target groups. Yeah. The first is international students, and there it's Facebook, Instagram, and all these things are very important. But then it's my local audience. Yeah. They are not really
Facebook audience.
No. So they need posters and.
But you have so much audience every night to every concert. It's almost full. Like I have to come early to get a seat in the concert hall.
Yeah, it will be from today on. It will be different. You will really get problems to get your seat.
Have to be super early.
But that's great because Rutesheim is small. 7 concerts in 7 days with almost the same topic and the same audience. Actually, that's hard to achieve, of course.
But you do it.
It works somehow, yeah. But this is a point that would be a lot easier in Stuttgart, Hamburg, or Munich, because the tickets are not expensive. And where do you see that you have like 6 or 7 great cello soloists on one stage at one night? You can only do this in a festival. No organizer would pay 7 cellists a night.
So where do you get the money for the festival? Like sponsors and.
So the money actually comes from the fee for course fee, from the ticket sales and sponsors.
Yeah. I think the tickets, the fee for the students is around 600 or something euros. But then we get strings also if you sign up for the strings, so it almost pays off in strings, which is really smart.
If you're clever, you can get a lot back in all the time.
Yeah, rosin for like maybe 15 euros.
That's even more expensive. Yeah, I know. You can. I hope that you can get back a lot. Yeah. And if you book earlier, it's like this year for students, it was like I guess 545 euros if you book early, and then you get 300 euros in strings back and the rosin and lots of other things.
So when do the application open?
It will be in April.
Yeah. So then people can apply for Rutesheim.
They can apply.
The next edition. And what can we expect for the future from the academy?
Yeah, you were talking about our evaluations. We will keep all the good things and keep the bad things. Yeah. So, of course, we will have good professors, and we have great concerts and great concert hall and a nice atmosphere in Rutesheim, like always.
I have to ask you, because I am Swedish, and there is a lot of guys here, a lot of guy professors. Will there be a woman professor coming also to Rutesheim?
If you name me one, I'm always asking for one.
Okay.
It's not. I don't want it to be like that. It just happens. It just happens. I mean, it's the same with the participants. Yeah. I cannot do anything about it. No. If the applications are just guys, then we only have guys here, and if it's the other way around, I can't change it. It's about quality, and that's the same with the professors. Because successful women tend to not do things that, I don't know how to say that, help their career, or I don't know, because it's you need to have the passion to be a teacher, to be here. And if you are a successful soloist, you probably are not into teaching right now, or you are a teacher and don't need it anymore. I don't know. It's not easy. I mean, it's the gender is not how do you say, it's not important, it's about your personality.
Yeah.
Do you fit to Rutesheim, you know?
Yeah.
You have to, and you need a lot of passion to be a teacher here, because it takes you all year. I mean, our professors had to listen to 70, 80 students, each professor, like 5 recordings each student, and evaluate that and think about the concert program. That's months of the year where they really have a job in being part of Rutesheim. Yeah. And therefore you need a lot of passion. You really need that you want to do it.
Yeah.
And I haven't found
we can say that if there's a woman out there, we are open.
Yes, very more than open.
Yeah, I know how it is, because I had problems with this podcast in the beginning. It was only women who wanted to be in my podcast. So I was so happy when I came here and I got all the men. I was like, finally I get a man in my podcast. It's just unlucky, I think. And it's always about the timing, and they will have the right time this week and stuff. Well, I'm very happy that you were in my podcast, and I'm happy that I can be here also. And I hope that we can come back several years more to Rutesheim. And if we want to follow you, we can follow you on Facebook, on Cello Academy Rutesheim, and the webpage, of course, and Instagram also.
Instagram.
Very nice Instagram. Yeah. So thank you so much, Matthias.
Thank you for having me here.
Hello, Sara Chano. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
You are here in the festival of Rutesheim Cello Festival.
Yes.
And you have played very beautiful in the concert.
Thank you very much.
Crazy Paganini piece. For violin, actually. But you played it on the cello.
It's actually made by Janusz Starke and Hans Botemund. And it's only on the theme of the Paganini's 24 Caprice. So it's not the original one. So
it's the greatest hits for the cello.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit where you are from?
I'm from Slovenia, from the capital Ljubljana. I'm there finishing high school, currently 4th year, and I'm 18 years old.
So you came to Rutesheim? Why?
I came to listen to great musicians and to see how other professors work and what kind of thinking do they all have. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And how did you find it? You've been here now 1 week, and who did you take lessons for?
I take lessons from Jens Peter Mainz, and I found it very, very good and very high quality of working. And it's interesting because every professor has a different style of work with each student. It's very nice also to listen to other participants.
So would you come here again to Rutesheim?
Yes, I would. I was already here when you...
Yeah, I know.
You remember me.
Yeah, it's almost tradition now.
Yes.
every autumn. And how do you find, there is more than just the cello classes here? It's also instrument fair, it's also strings. Maybe you tried some strings?
Yeah, I tried the Pirastro Perpetual edition strings. All 4 of them are the edition ones, and they are amazing. They work in, I would dare to say, in 15 minutes they're already on their full power. And that is amazing if you need a new string right away, or the sound is very focused. It really helped me play like I want to play.
Nice. And do you like the concert?
Yes, I really like that they have concerts for professors where students can listen to the best professors in Germany, which I think is very important. And some of them are for students, of course. That's also very important for students to listen to students and to learn and to play.
Because you played in front of 1,000 people and 100 of them was cellists. So how did you feel?
It was not actually that hard for me because I usually have a lot of concerts and I play a lot, if only for my parents, if for some, concerts on my school or something like that. So it's not a problem for me.
But it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, definitely.
I agree. It's so cool. It's like Rutesheim. Very nice. Yeah. Thank you so much for giving your comments on the festival.
No problem.
And I hope that you will have a safe trip home to Slovenia. No? So, Sarah Gay, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well.
So, you are here in the festival of Rutesheim Cello Festival.
Yes, that's right.
And where do you come from?
I come from England, I come from Cumbria, and I've just finished my Masters at the Royal Academy of Music in London.
And you decided to come here to Rutesheim? Why?
Yeah, that's right. I came last year. I studied with Stefan Braun in the jazz class. I'd heard about him from a few German musicians, and I love jazz and improvisation. So I came came to check out his class to learn more about jazz cello techniques, which is really great. And this year I've come back because I loved the atmosphere at the festival so much. And I'm in the class with Jakob Spahn, who is a classical cellist. So I've been playing Grieg Sonata, Schnittke Second Sonata with him.
Wow. And how was it?
He's really amazing. I love his teaching, and I love his philosophy and his outlook on music. It's really inspiring.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And he's such he's one of the younger professor here, so
Yeah,
you really
definitely.
get a new perspective. And
Yeah, for sure.
so, what do you think is the magic behind your Rutesheim? Like, there is concerts, and you also played in one concert.
Yeah, I was really, really happy. My arrangement of Fritz Kreisler's Liebeslied for 5 cellos was programmed in the concert last night, actually.
Yeah.
So we got to play that, which was really fun.
Yeah, and so many people. It was 1,000 people in the
it
audience.
was incredible. It was sold out, I think the concert was.
Yeah, it was
That
totally sold out.
Yeah, it was really exciting.
So it's really an experience with so many people.
For sure.
Were you nervous?
I think I was a little bit nervous because I was also playing in the cello orchestra, helping out with a couple of the students.
Yeah.
So it was a really full day, but it was very rewarding.
Yeah, it's very nice that you can also inspire the younger people.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they had like kids who were just 8,
Yeah,
just
so
kind of
sweet.
starting, and then 60 something was the oldest. So it's people of all ages.
Yeah.
It's great.
Will you come back?
Yeah, I hope so. I would love to. I mean,
Beginning to become a tradition.
Yeah, for sure.
The weather is shit, but the festival is amazing.
I mean, there's so many different teachers and professors. Like, I wish I'd had the chance to attend all their classes all week. All the different teaching methods are really, really inspirational.
Yeah, and you get a lot of cello friends as well.
Yeah,
that's,
for sure.
That's
Like
cool.
you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for being in
Thank
Mastering Music, and I
You're
hope to hear from you in the future.
I hope so.
Barbara Grahor. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Very good.
You are one of the students here in Rutesheim at the festival, the cello festival, but you play viola.
That's true. The only viola on the festival.
But you are a lonely but very strong section.
Yeah, powerful.
Yes. And you came here for Stefan Baum's class,
Yes, that's true.
the
Yeah.
jazz master class, because they also accept violas. And
That's
other
true. And
instruments.
also violins.
Yeah, we have one violin, Hans. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So, what made you come here?
Well, I finished my studies in classical field in March. During my studies, I was already very interested in jazz and in improvisation. So I just moved to Munich to study jazz improvisation, like another master in jazz music. And Stuttgart and Rutesheim is like not so far from Munich. And I always wanted to meet Stefan and to have some lessons with him. So this was like perfect timing. I just moved to Munich, but I'm already here, so...
But you don't come from Munich.
That's true. I come from Slovenia,
Yeah.
otherwise. I come from... I studied in Ljubljana. I come from the little town Ajdovština, which is on the border, quite close to border to Italy.
But you speak German.
Genau.
Yeah, woo!
Alles klar.
Our German audience will be so happy.
Yeah!
Okay, so you came here for Stefan, and what is your opinion about the festival when you have been here for 1 week now?
Well, I have to say that this is my first masterclass in jazz. I of course went to other masterclasses in classical field, and even though there was bunch of cellos, met
An army of
an
200
army of
cellos.
cellos like over the head. Everybody plays cello. I don't know, the vibe was so great, atmosphere was very warm, and I think it was my best masterclass so far.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a great.
Yeah, because also the whole package. I think the host family, our class, we were so kind to listen to each other, our jam sessions. I like the whole package. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and a lot of concerts, really nice concerts.
Everyday concert, for every taste. Yeah.
Yeah, long concerts, but very nice.
Cello concert.
Cello.
I how to say, I broaden my cello repertoire,
Yeah.
so...
That's really good.
Yeah, I used to have a roommate who was cellist, so I could recognize some pieces like now it's coming the hard part. Yeah, she she was practicing that a lot. So, but otherwise, I listened to a lot of new pieces.
And would you recommend other jazz persons to come to this festival, to Stefan Baum in the Jazz Masterclass?
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter if you are cellist or violin or viola, just come because it's open to everybody, and it really doesn't matter because he also does a great job with accompaniment. Yeah, he's like perfect bass player, like the whole band, and it really doesn't matter. Actually, it makes it more fun, I think, to add some more colors to cello.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are very happy to have you here.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's worth.
Very good, and we are so happy that you came, and I'm happy that you wanted to be in the podcast.
Of course.
I hope to see you in the future in the jazz stages of
Yeah,
Europe.
it was awesome to perform with you.
Thank you.
More